Welcome everyone, I'm the Depressed Hero and this is Langrisser Mobile. Alright, bunch of updates this week. We'll start with Eternal Forge, which is introducing some new stuff. We got the Regal Regalia, which is a cloth armor, 10 HP, and prevents crits from happening if you're at full life. This is actually kind of interesting because this is the same one that also introduces a new assassin accessory. So this could be a way to kind of sort of counter things if people are not taking Twilight Star. That being said, feels like less people are taking immunity to fixed damage nowadays, so it may not be the craziest thing to take. Anyway, Seething Scale, which is a sword, so cavalry and infantry. When you trigger act again effects, you get increased skill damage for one turn. Rather good, since it feels like everyone now has an act again, move again nowadays. I'll skip the accessory for now. The helmet is leather, so it's going to be 10 HP or 10% HP, and after taking damage, you get increased damage dealt. It could be useful to respond after getting hit with AoEs, but I don't know. Well, actually, this does have some uses. You could use it in conjunction with Sovereign of the Ice Abyss, who can actually damage your own units. So yeah, there's something you can do. There are definitely some things you can do with this. That being said, you have to have Sovereign of the Ice Abyss out, which is not impossible to do for Apex nowadays. Anyway, and then finally the Bell of Hex and Echoes. This gives attack and skill 8%, and after initiating battle with an attack skill, if there are no enemies within one block of the target, you can restore 15% of max HP after battle, and can choose to teleport to the position at the start of the turn. This teleport has a 3-turn cooldown. So pretty much all the issues I had with many assassins can be kind of solved with this now. Well, we got Zerida. A lot of the good assassins like Zerida will usually end up just being a missile where they just get fired once, kill something, and then inevitably die afterwards. But with this, you can literally go in, kill something, and then teleport back. I haven't seen it in action. At least I haven't really been keeping up with the Chinese meta, so I have not been watching very many of the videos. But yeah, this seems pretty good. I don't know if I'll ever go back to going full-on assassin, but yeah, this solves a lot of issues. Anyway, so we got that going. There are new troops. There is the new Masked Maids. Which will increase attack defense and magic defense by 15%. When fighting enemies with a lower or equal HP percentage, this effect is doubled. Before battle, deals fixed damage to the enemy equal to 5% of their current HP. And yeah, so what's interesting, the original Masked Maid dealt fixed damage to yourself, which was kind of a penalty. But this one's actually doing the fixed damage to the enemy, and if the enemy is mixed units, they can't ignore the fixed damage. So pretty neat. As for the previous troops, I do have those all set up. Let's see, I'm just taking a look at this. Before battles, exchange for 5%. Okay, yeah, so instead of doing the 45% to all stats in exchange for doing fixed damage to yourself, it now just does a buff that doubles if you happen to have more life than them. So got that going for you. Troops over here, we have the upgraded Dragon Troopers. When possessing a general mobility increase effect, damage taken is reduced by 20%. Soldier attack increases by 10% for each block moved, up to 30%. And before battle or after taking action, if this unit moved 3 or more blocks this turn, you gain +2 mobility, lasts for 1 turn. So it can actually trigger its own damage reduction effect, which is interesting. Probably still not something anyone's going to be messing with too much, I feel like. But honestly, I mean, being able to give yourself extra mobility, the problem is, as always with Apex, is anything that requires you a turn to do is you're probably already dead because the meta is just so fast nowadays. And if it's not that fast, then they're probably doing tank push, which means Dragon Troopers are going to have to be able to breach a tank and the many other bruisers that are around. As for assassins, we have upgraded Mist Dancers. Anyone remember Mist Dancers? Increases crit by 45%, attack increases by 15% when battling non-female heroes, so males for the most part. After landing a critical hit or before actively dealing damage, applies one random debuff. Yeah, it's an upgrade. I don't know if it really how it compares to the other assassins that are available. I mean, funny enough, most assassins generally don't pick assassin troops. They usually pick archers, since they do extra damage to flyers, and also all the archer troops are generally just kind of very good. We do have a new exclusive, which is for Tiana. As soon as I remember where she's at, there she is. Tiana has Lone Knight's Resolve, 10% HP. After entering battle in place of an allied unit with Protect, gains preemptive Blade Strike for 2 turns. When an enemy with solo threat dies, it applies the solo threat to one allied unit within 2 blocks. So I'm pretty sure it transfers it to another enemy unit, else it wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, it uses her kit, so I don't know how good it is, but it's probably better than what she already had. Also, as far as inscriptions, I don't remember all of them, but I do know one of them that is kind of interesting, and it's for Sanctus the Ark. 10% intelligence after using light convergence, which is her transformation skill. She can now move 2 blocks and attack again. It pretty much fixes the issue with her kit. So her thing was she would transform with light convergence, which will give her additional mobility, damage, and allow her to spam debuffs. The problem is it was a transformation skill and it takes up an action, and so she would just transform and then not be able to do anything for a round. As mentioned before, having a turn to set up is kind of painful nowadays. But now she can actually do something with it, which is actually, that actually has a lot more potential, because originally what you had to do was you had to preemptively use this skill and then go around trying to, hit people with her extended range. Or I don't know if it doesn't extend range, but her long range attacks just do a bunch of, damage and debuffs and stuff. Now she can actually just wait until she's ready to go, and then she can trigger it, which is better because this does make her uncontrollable after a few rounds, and then she explodes. So overall, it's definitely an upgrade. In fact, I think I'm going to grab it now. Might as well do it now. Yep, there we go. Now she's slightly better. Alright. This is the Dead or Alive collab event this week. So there are going to be 3 new characters, all from Dead or Alive. One of them is free to get. The free to get character is Kasumi, who I've already grabbed. Just did some quick grinding of the event currency to grab her. As for what else is available, we have Neo Tengu and Marie Rose. And I'm not really familiar with either of the characters since they were after I long since stopped playing those types of games. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and summon for both of them. Honestly, all 3 of the characters are interesting. They're not really meta breaking or anything, but they all have really kind of interesting kits. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me grab my notepad and my pen. Let's see how we do with this. I think we did pretty good last month. I don't really remember though. It's all been a blur. Alright, we get the special summon thing with Angelica. Yeah, my experience with Dead or Alive, I played the Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast. Yes, I do own a Dreamcast. I played, Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, which I think was on the PlayStation 2. And then I played, Dead or Alive 3, which I think was on the Xbox. They're good fighting games. It's just, I don't really play fighting games nowadays. think the last fighting game I played was Skullgirls? I think so. I mean, obviously I go back to play the Toho fighting games because they're a lot of fun, but it's just not something I play nowadays. It's a little hard for me to hear the actual summon itself, so that's why I'm waiting a little bit to see if it actually is an SSR. I think new season of Apex is coming either this week or next week, so I'll be diving into that. I mean, the only change to the box recently was adding in SPTRS, who's definitely very good. I've been busy this week. I actually just remembered that I need to actually still do World Arena. I'll probably do it after the video. There might be a little this video obviously you're going to see on Thursday, hopefully. But doing the awakenings and stuff and going over the characters themselves may have to wait till another day. Yeah, so that was pity. Because I'm not sure if I actually have enough materials to max out everyone's bonds. Two of her, okay. So what little I've seen of Marie Rose is she has a lot of like weird act again mechanics where she can actually chain multiple act agains. I think she has some like AoEs as well. Wicked Little Servant, a small and cute maid with twin tails, a reliable little puck in battle. So yeah, as mentioned, since I only played up to like Dead or Alive 3, I'm only familiar with Kasumi. Neo Tengu and Marie Rose were not introduced until much later. All right, well, it was a pity, but we got two summons out of it, so it effectively made it average itself out. It's hard to talk. And right off the bat, okay. We'll see how this goes. I know the final bosses for like the old Dead or Alive games was a Tengu, but it was a male one. But yeah, 110 summons, that is completely crazy. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely one of our best summons sessions. Wandering Tengu Princess, a beautiful Tengu princess, unbridled and searching for earthly pleasures. Alright, cool. I don't intend on summoning any extra. I'll just be saving these for future banners. Supposedly there's going to be a new Dark Faction buffer that's supposedly rather good in the future as well. And as for the Apex Arena stuff, yeah, it's going to be next week. And, oh yeah, the other changes I made is I am using Hibiscus and whoever this character is, I don't remember her name. Randall. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here, and I will make a separate video going over all 3 of the SSR characters and their awakens. So, I'm Theta Prestior. This was Langrisser Mobile. I'll see you guys next time.